Welcome, everybody, to the More Watts podcast. This is episode 8.
We're moving.
Oh, man. Hopefully, everybody is enjoying every previous episode leading up to this one.
Please let us know.
Yes, especially the last one, which we were not here for, in Trek Summit.
Yes, we were not in Trek Summit.
We were not in Trek Summit. We actually were on location at Rafa for the Black Champions book signing, book tour,
Dr. Marlon Moncrief.
book talk.
Dr. Marlon Moncrief. That was dope.
Yes, he came all the way over from the pond.
Yeah, across the water.
Yeah,
Yeah, check that out though. I mean, we got a guest actually, so
yes. Shout out to Joya.
that's right.
She came through, held us down.
Did. She really held it down. Even what I realized is how difficult it is to record on what do you call it, on site? What do you say it is?
I guess so.
On
yeah.
location.
On location. On location.
Yes, because we had a few homies who just kept walking in the in the
Yo,
shot.
that is
like,
crazy.
straight up looking into the camera, like, is the camera on? Oh, sorry.
That whole experience was quite interesting because it was almost a representation of what is happening in cycling right now.
Word.
They was definitely busting through. No regard, like dude didn't even look like
no
Total
regard,
disregard.
like not even seeing a big ass tripod like in front of you, and you're just like do.
yeah, all the camera equipment. We had a good time though. People out there were great, so please check that out. If
Shout
you
out
haven't already.
Jenna from Rafa, JC,
the whole crew.
Yes, JC totally like reworked the whole Rafa store for us just so we could
Yeah.
record it. He did that in like seconds.
Sure did.
He was just like, yeah, move whatever we need to move. Let's get it done.
Word.
He was like, you got X amount of time.
Right.
We made it happen.
We were talking. We were discussing a bunch of things, and to have somebody from the outside that's not a part of the group or whatever was a good look.
Well, technically she is. She's
What?
like,
Absolutely,
Yes.
she's a
yeah,
member
Joy's
of
a
Black
member
Watts.
of Black
She's a member.
Watts.
Well, from here, from this local area, she's from Philly, which is really
Yeah.
interesting. It's a different place, a different vibe, or what have you. So that was I enjoyed that, like that. A different perspective or what have you. So it was a good look.
I enjoy getting in the woman's perspective on
Yeah.
things, especially cycling, because I feel like they're always overlooked. Even in like the racing scene, women are overlooked.
Yeah,
And definitely marginalized.
Yeah,
Definitely.
you
I
know.
mean, the stories that she shared, talking about scuba diving, bro, like
Yeah,
that
what's
was
that?
crazy.
so
That
Which
was
is
crazy.
like, it's kind of fighting words when you think of but how she handles it is
Straight up hit her with,
yeah.
I don't think you're in the right race. You look like you should be scuba diving.
Yeah. Shout out to Joya though, because that just shows the type of character she has and how she's able to respond in those moments.
Facts. Facts.
Like I don't even know what I would have said, because sometimes you kind of like caught off guard. You're like, wait, what?
So you saying she had restraint?
Yeah.
she showed some. I hope
She
so.
showed.
She had restraint in the mix of a whole bunch of different people looking at her?
Yeah.
Is what you saying?
That's what I'm saying.
Well, it sounds familiar. And for everybody that's listening out there in the 215, shout out to Philly, shout out to Joy. I love her energy, man. But I know there's a lot of people who might be watching this for the first time because of Ajoya. So let's go ahead and introduce ourselves real quick with the guy with the Yankee hat representing New York and here in New Jersey. I love that part right there.
I mean, same thing,
Are we
but
Thotty fans right now? Are we-
Definitely a Thotty's fans
Are we
reference.
bringing up Thotty
You can
fans
get
right
down
now?
with that as well. We'll go ahead and put that up at the end of the
We'll
podcast.
explain Thotty fans in a second.
yeah, a little bit. But nah, it's I don't have the IG. You can follow the Black Watts cycling page on IG. Appreciate y'all.
He's typically the one hitting the like button on.
I be responding, talking. That's me. That's me, by the way. You know what I mean?
They think it's me. What up, y'all? It's Chad. Instagram, Chad Bennett. I don't know why I don't like saying my Instagram name.
Because
We loved it the first few episodes, though.
I know.
We're good.
Yeah.
It's Chris Tron Rides.
It's Gray Rizzy. Everything at Gray Rizzy.
I think I just want everyone to go follow Black Watts, not so much me.
Yeah.
Because all you're going to get is just like sneakers, dogs, daughter. Like,
family man. Shit.
yeah.
I think it's important for people to follow Black Watts Cycling on IG,
yeah.
right? As well as the website, blackwatts.cc,
.cc.
right? But also, I know there's a
right.
lot of people who are trying to get to know who the guys who are on or the guests who are on here as well.
Very true.
So it's real people. You know what I'm saying? This ain't no bots.
Fine, Chad
None of that.
Bennett, ChadBeenit.
I put the little tagline on at the end because Chris is right. You was real gung ho. Yeah. Go ahead, you got to put the tagline on. Go ahead, sell it, pitch it. Come on,
Old joint, man.
Chad Bennett, because I've been in it.
I'm in it, you know.
That was good. That was
Nah, but I'm super excited because what we're talking about this episode is kind of like it's so on time because we just got our kids. Like, tell me that feeling for y'all when y'all first get whatever that it doesn't have to be Black Watch, but like just something you've been waiting on, like a kit you've been waiting on in the mail. Like, what's that feeling like for y'all?
Yeah, that's the fire, especially, well, I don't know about, I'm not gonna speak for no other brands, but when we get our things, you know what I mean? When the Black Watch, when those kits come in, then yeah, that's amazing. Especially, you understand the work that went into it, so, and the design, and it's just fire. Like, especially these ones. I can't wait for y'all to see them personally. I'm gonna just leave it right there, but I can't wait for y'all to see those. So it's dope.
I mean, for me, it feels like, first day of school. You're trying to pull out, but do you pull it all out? Do you mix some of the new with some of the old?
You talking about when you lay it, when you have it on the bed?
Do you just hold it? Be like, nah, everybody gonna be rocking their fresh stuff. I'm bringing mine out in November. That's when I'm bringing my stuff out. No, but I learned a lot though from all the kits, like just in terms of like bringing what I think about clothing into what I wear on the bike.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, we definitely gonna get into that. Rick, what about you?
Even though I've been a member, I'm the newest member of the Rockefeller team. Yo, when you get that new kit, it's you lay it out. You're trying to figure out where am I going to wear this at? How am I going to accessorize it? I mean, you know how people are, man. When I say to people, I'm saying of the culture. If you've been dressing fly, if you've been putting your stuff together the right way, this is no different. It's one of the reasons why when you design something, Chad, and you ask for input, it's always those little sprinkles from everybody. You already know what you're about to do with it before you've even, once the order is going out. So once you get that new kit, you're like, ooh, I'm going to kill him. Kill him out here.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's for me, even when I do design it, I'm still like super excited because I don't know for y'all, but when you're part of like anything creative and you've been looking at it time and time again, you kind of become numb to it. And like y'all might be, or anyone might be more excited than actual creative because they've been in the mix or like that mind state for so long. But for me, it's like, yo, like I can't believe I've actually created something that people will actually be wearing and appreciate. So like that's the exciting piece for me.
Have you had anybody? I don't think anybody's done this yet, but I notice sometimes working with people within fashion as well as working with people in music, you get the idea of, yo, this is gonna be fire, and then the response is womp womp.
Yeah.
Have you experienced that yet?
Hell yeah. Honestly, I feel that way about all of our kids. Funny enough, and I always say, yo, people don't really appreciate our stuff until they see us in it.
Yeah.
Like Black Watts members. And I say, yo, when we put it on, it is us that make the kits look even better than the actual design.
But I feel like that's something like Rick was saying about the culture, right? Like I feel like when you're a part of the culture and you're of the culture, you have an idea of how to style things, right? Because you can draw back to references and historical notes and understand all the nuances. At least for me, cycling is different because it's new. So I'm still trying to put together stuff, right? Like how do I, like what do I want to do sock wise? What do I want to do shoe wise? Like it's the small things, right? Like our freaking shoes have these boas, right? I think I may want to have color accents on my boas,
Right.
I wish I could slip them out like lotto patches. You know what I mean?
I wish so too, man.
It'll be dope. But then you start thinking about everything, like your glasses, your helmet, just the whole thing and how it vibes with the kit.
Right.
I think about Deion Sanders, look good, feel good, play good, that type of stuff,
Facts,
right?
yep.
I've had people who have commented, like, you feel good, so you take a nice pic. And you're like, yeah, you look good, but can you ride? Kind of, but I'm busting your ass on this look right now. Let me live. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Let me live. But
Facts.
you're right. It's there's a kit that Chad designed. You're going to see. It's going to be previewed very, very soon. Very, 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 very soon. And automatically, when I saw the colorways in it, I thought about these Benetton ads that I used to see in the early 90s. And I already knew what I wanted to do with it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's like anything else, man. Like once you start to really get like comfortable with the kits and how they're put together, and I guess the proper way to wear your kits, obviously you ain't gonna wear it baggy. If in the beginning I probably would have tried to wear my baggy, and that's not right. But once you start to get like really comfortable with what you have to do with your kit, making sure that it's functional, but then the style of it, you just start to apply everything else that you've done in life to your kit.
Yeah.
Now, if you have been kind of bland all your life, well, maybe you ride really well. I don't know.
Facts. I mean, and I think, I mean, no shade to people that like to wear black, but I feel like, like people that wear all black all the time on the bike.
That was me when I like.
That's
all of us.
Yeah, that was me.
Because I felt like you didn't really express yourself and you lacked imagination at the time. But look what's happening now.
No, well,
Everybody can't wear fuchsia, guys.
yeah.
I'm saying,
And I'm giving you a little insight to what Chris was wearing. You know, like
No, black is my favorite color.
Yes.
So like that's one thing, but like you actually helped me sort of like get into like exploring other colors.
big facts. Yeah,
You know
that's
what I'm
true.
saying? And so like that was a challenge for me to like push it creatively and say, okay, like the name is Black Watch, but that doesn't mean that everything we design needs to be black.
No, we got to keep it honest. When you first start, like you try to, you know what I mean? You want to hold on to, I got all this tight shit on. I got to hold on to my manhood.
Yes.
I'm about to put this black on. You see me with my black on.
Right.
But then
I'm Batman.
Yeah. But the whole visibility and safety, that starts to come into play. And then you realize like, all right. But like Rick was saying, like when you get comfortable in this, then you can start expressing yourself for real. Without, you know what I mean? Feeling a little off from yourself, but it's dope.
Yeah, because now I'm thinking about like pinks and purples, softer color palettes, because those
pastels maybe? Wait, what?
like those colors don't define my manhood. Like Cam Ronna tell you,
pink
firsthand. And that's why I love how our culture transcends into anything that we touch.
Facts.
Because whenever we touch it, we bring us into it, and it just makes it look that much cooler.
And hopefully that attracts people into the sport as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I can imagine, even though I knew football wasn't for me, in what do you call the like junior football? Pop Warner. Oh yeah, I got popped already. Yeah, I'm gonna go with this little round sphere over here. This oblong thing. This ain't for me. But hopefully it's something like I can remember looking at certain people in their football uniform, like, oh, I like that. I like
tough,
that.
right?
Yeah, it looks a certain way. And again, like Dion said, man, like I really go by that mantra. Like, if you throw on a good suit,
Yeah.
good shoes, got a good scent on, you're gonna feel much better. You gotta walk a different way when you go attack the world. It's the same thing on bikes when you have a really great kit on.
Yeah. I may perform like shit that day, but I look fresh as hell.
I look fresh.
Yeah, I look.
You walked out with a win.
Yeah,
You walked outside with a win.
But I also say you kind of roll with it, right? Because let's keep it 100. If you're not racing, then it doesn't really matter how you perform as long as you get the pedals moving, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I mean?
True.
Like,
Yeah.
That's true.
and I think we talked about this before. So I mean, I don't want to get us off topic, but I think that's something else too, right? Like Rick said, like he feel like, yo, I'm looking fresh today. My fit is swaggy, and then somebody will be like, oh, but how you ride? Like, yo, why don't you talk about my outfit right now? I ain't talking about riding.
Right.
Nah, if you out here looking fresh and that's aiding you or helping you get on the bike and get your fitness up, do your thing.
There it is.
Please.
Hey.
I mean, please come out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think about like we talking about Dion or whatever. Your son he changed it. You know what I mean? The socks, the towels, chains, and all of that.
Everything,
Like
bro.
so
The
it's
headband
different.
around his
Yeah,
neck.
it
Around
was
the
different,
neck
man.
was crazy.
Yeah,
And,
that was fire. By the way.
the league tried to come from or have different changes, but I think he promoted or had that came to a head. Like look at Oregon, like they changed everything. I think I like that zone of not just one static, not stale, but you just don't stay in the zone. Like they had 4 or 5 different uniforms for one season. I don't think anyone was doing that prior. So
No.
things like that in regards to sports or athletics. Like that's fire to me.
Yeah.
Do you have a like, I know we get the compliments, but what is it like for you, Chad, when you get the compliments from another group or just from a stranger when we're riding? Because I've heard it while
Yo,
we've been
that's
riding.
the thing. When we were in Miami, I didn't hear shit.
Meanwhile, I heard nonstop.
Yeah.
Maybe Miami is a little competitive. Maybe Miami is a little competitive because you can see how people. It's like when you hit the strip and you know you got something on, you looking around like, yeah, I see you got it. I got it too.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I feel like it may have been a little competitive. Everybody's kind of sizing each other up in
Yeah.
different
They
ways.
were that, yeah.
Your kits, you're in a good way, in a positive
Yeah,
way.
positive,
But from your
positive.
kits to how you ride, your riding style, even how you carried yourself and how you were off the bike. Like when
Yeah.
we would pull up the things, away from the road, we were just pulling up to different events.
Yeah. I mean, the things I do here, it's always like, it's humbling. Like I don't be like, oh yeah, we do got the, like, it's very humbling. Like, wow, someone actually appreciates the creativity and the art. Like whether this was a kit or a flyer or whatever the medium is, they're appreciating something that I like blood, sweat, and tears.
Yeah.
At least in my mind. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? It's never like, oh yeah, I just bust that down in like 5 minutes. No, it's like, yo, I've thought this through and I've looked at books. I looked online. I'm up till 2 a.m. looking for inspiration that I could just like jot down, and then I'll like come together with some shit.
And once again, it's like the ability to apply something outside of writing, and you're applying your creativity to what's helping everybody, and at least what they're wearing, because otherwise we'd be butt naked or wearing something that we probably wouldn't like as much. But it's just another, it's another arm of what you do, and then you're able to apply it to this, which is dope.
I love fashion. And the one thing that I feel like is lacking from the cycling industry is like that, what's the word?
Je ne sais quoi.
Yeah.
It's all those finer
something,
details.
Yeah.
The subtle details.
It's like either you've got the super neon yellow colors and bright colors, which is great for visibility, or you've got black, you've got blue. Like no one is really like pushing the boundaries between like how you dress every day versus how you dress when you're on your bike.
I wouldn't say no one. I feel like there's not enough light because we come
Yeah.
across
You're right.
brands.
You're
We
right,
come
yep.
across brands and you'd be like, oh, that's fire.
Yeah.
And then you look and you say, oh, that's fine. And then you look at how many people are following them, and unfortunately, it may just be in the cycling world, and it's very
Right.
niche, right?
Right.
It's time to go ahead and broaden that,
Yes.
widen that.
To cross that
Yeah.
over.
Get those numbers up, and just get that familiarity with those brands up, because
Right.
they're out there. It's just like you stumble upon them.
Right. Yeah. There's very far few in between that are actually like pushing the boundaries.
I think what with cycling itself as a sport, like the garb, the uniform, everything that they wear at some point on some level was just purely functional. Like it's just whatever, you know what I mean, as far as
Facts.
arrow or whatever, or even the safety, like with the bright orange and the neon colors. Not bad, like if you could play with those, but that's just what it was. And then in a competition level, on a competitive level, it was just like like the NASCAR
Yeah,
thing
they
was
were
just, you know what I mean?
NASCAR,
Like just a
bro.
bunch of
Truly
just different
functional
brands, and
NASCAR.
that's just really what it was. So to make a change, or not, and it's not necessarily like a crossover, but to broaden it, like you said, to bring it so where even just like, yo, that's fire. You don't even have to cycle, but if you could notice that about a kit or an accessory, a helmet, whatever, you just think it's fire, period, whether you cycle or not, then I think that's where the progress is being made on that side.
Yeah, because what's dope is to like see how someone dresses off the bike, and it's completely opposite of how they dress on the bike. Like some of the guys from Education First, when they did that whole like Palace
And the Rafa collab.
at Rafa, that was so fire. And then you see these guys off bike, and they're like Birkenstocks, khakis, shorts. Like to just know that you can kind of play with fashion, whether it's on or off the bike, is pretty dope.
And those collabs are fire. I'm pretty sure there was somebody who reached out to somebody else. Like what Palace is doing. Like Palace got a great collab that's going on, I think, with BMW or something right now. Fire.
Yeah.
But talking about what you mentioned, like fashion is you know, it's kind of like what you make it, but just because you slap something across somebody's chest, that's not always hot. You know, we went through that with, you know, Tommy Hilfiger. We went through that with Academic. Shout out to my man Tony and Shaka over at Mecca. They kind of changed that up because of the little things they would do and accent this shit on your chest. You know what I'm saying? This is what I feel like. I don't know if it's a revelation for people, but I feel like this is coming in cycling. Yeah. And you have brands such as Black Watts and others that are kind of leading that charge. And you know what? People are like, yo, I like that. Maybe I don't have to just do this bright color, this one color, just functional. I can have all that over here.
Yeah. You don't have, if finances permit,
you
don't have to just have one kit.
Word.
How many you got, Chris?
Stop talking about it. Don't bring that up.
See, Chris, that's
Don't
where
bring
you
that
should.
up.
That's where you should have been like, well, how many bikes you got? You should have been ready for that one.
That's
man.
why I got my man here with my back. He let me know.
That one, man.
How many bikes you got? I have way too many things, but I'll say though, I had to acquire a lot to figure out where I sat with cycling, because some of it was jump on Amazon and just get something, and but then you start feeling the fabric. It's like, yo, I wouldn't want this on my body at any time.
Right.
And then you try to explore with all the different brands, and then you figure out what fits you well. Then it was like, well, all right, who designs well? Not just fits me well, but who designs well, and what's that compromise between fit and design. So having Chad design things, and I even like shout out to Karan at KRT. I like what they're doing design wise. I even like my guy Ostro. Am I pronouncing it right?
Yeah,
Ostro. Like, I like some of the stuff that Map did last season. Some of the stuff that Rafa has been doing. Even Pedal. Some of the stuff that Pedal has done.
shout out to Pedal.
Right?
Pedal Mafia.
Right?
Jack and Elijah of Pedal.
So, I mean, once you start really getting into the biking fashion, you begin to understand that there are not enough designers.
Yeah.
That's what jumped out to me. We need more designers. We need more people that take care in like that process you're describing, in that design process.
Yeah. Yo, there are people that are part of other clubs that are like wanting to join Black Watch for our kids.
And that's what's up.
And I'm not mad at it.
Sound like you said that with some care. You didn't want to reveal anybody's identity. You know? Okay. All right.
But that's okay though, right? Like, and I think that we have to go beyond just feeling like, oh, I'm a member of X club, so I can't be a member of Y club.
Yep.
It doesn't really matter. This is,
if you enjoy riding with us,
it doesn't matter for us.
yes.
I know
totally
I know for some other clubs it's
it's
a hard line.
It's gangland.
Yeah. You set tripping. You're like, no, you can't go over there.
No, it made me think of the Bronx in the 70s with the cutoff jean jacket. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, son. Or even with the denim with the patches. What's this other patch you got? You can't have that patch. Not rolling with us.
Right.
But it's also important that you have people that you trust. Somebody that trusts all these guys up here. Chris's Closet, it was just like, yo, what's this? What's this? Just asking a bunch of questions. It's very important to have somebody that you can talk to. You trust their word, you value their word, but also very important to be able to go into your local bike shop and trust the word of those guys and know that they're not just trying to sell you, which is one of the reasons why we're here at Trek Summit, because these are our guys and ladies. They're very, very informative, and they're very knowledgeable of what they're talking about.
They're great, but this fashion-wise, not so much. I mean, like, no shade to Trek or any of them, Spesh, Pinarello, any of them, but I just think that they are very conservative, right?
Yes.
Like, when you go in, you just see your solid blue, your visibility green, visibility orange, and black.
Yeah, it's like, who are you talking to?
Right. And I think they just keep it there.
Some of the stuff that I've been said and some of the stuff that wasn't said was still information for me, though. I don't know if that's going to go over your head, but but like some of it, just not the knowledge that they gave was enough for me to make a choice.
Like, oh yes, yes,
especially from
definitely.
the beginning. Like, you need that. We're talking about different, like
from a design perspective, no, but from an information perspective, in terms of what's the proper clothing to wear during different seasons, during different ride types, loose clothing, what it feels like versus tighter clothing. Like, yes, absolutely.
Yeah. We're talking about from different levels, like beginner, where we're sitting at, we went through those things. So we're not. It's not ignorance or just talking out of turn. Like we went through those particular patches where it
I got
was just
receipts, too.
functional.
So-
Yeah, of course.
I got a lot of receipts.
You know what I don't see? Almost like when you walk into a department store, you have multiple brands to choose from. There's not really a bike shop that really allows you to walk in and say, you know what? I want Rafa. I want Bontrager. You know, I want Black Watts. I want KRT, QRT. Like,
No cycling Macy's. Like we don't have one
yeah,
of those.
there's nothing that gives every cycling brand the opportunity and a fair shot.
Well, speaking from a retail standpoint, I would assume it's the price point of trying to bring in all of these different products. The other thing is inventory. Can we carry all this? Are we going to sell it? You know, and you know, the big ticket items in most bike shops are bikes.
Yeah.
You know, so they probably go with wherever the best deal is, whatever the best margins are, you know, for them when it comes to clothing. And I'm not making excuses for them, but it's one of the reasons why we all had to get out and go hustle on our own on the internet and try to figure out who's who and what's what.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yo, but I'm on that though, right? Like, why should a bike shop be set up when you first walk in, you buy bikes? Because I'm going to tell you, everybody knows, well, if you didn't know, I'm letting you in on a little secret. Don't tell anybody I told you. But it's not the higher end bikes that keep them afloat. It's the little $1,000 bikes that are not around right now because you can't find them because everybody buys them. Like, it's that $700, $800 range to $2,500 range bike that keeps them, you know, that's what they turn over a lot. That's
And
where they have the
accessories, too.
and
All of the
all the
small stuff.
accessories.
Yeah.
So
Helmets
the
and-
clothing,
Yeah.
yo, I think it'll be dope when you walk into a bike shop and all you see is clothes first. I think that'll be dope.
Yeah.
And then you get to the bikes.
Because at some point, your clothes ain't going to match your bike.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Or your bike ain't gonna match your clothes. It's weird, but it's like, damn, I got this $7,000 bike and I got on Amazon gear.
Word.
It definitely ain't adding up, my G. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm judging on the road. I'll be looking at you like, what is
yo,
this, God? Yo,
right,
what is this,
son.
man? But we want to know.
$9,000 bike with flat pedals.
We definitely. Oh, we've seen that too. Oh my gosh, tragic, just tragic. We want to
True
know
tragedy.
what you think about this stuff as well. So let's keep this interactive, man. Hit us up on the Instagram at Black Watts Cycling, you know, and let us know what's been your experience when it comes to stuff like this
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have a $9,000 bike?
with flat pedals.
with flat pedals.
With flat pedals?
We're not judging. We just got a link for you to hit.
pedaling, you know, but come holler at us. We'll show you how to clip in. You know, Coach will,
Right.
Coach Chris will.
Coach Chris
I
will.
definitely got you. I definitely got you. But all of us,
Fall on my time, I'm out. I think you want to sue. I'm out.
yo, but all of us are parents, right?
Yeah, of course.
And juggling parenting, being significant others. In our case, we happen to be husbands. For those of you that aren't there, that aren't husbands, maybe you're wives or you just call yourselves partners. Juggling your love for physical activity, exercise, and cycling more specifically. How have you guys been managing that?
I'll go first. I think I've gotten better at it over the last almost 2 years now.
Yes,
Right.
too.
2 years.
Yeah.
Because the first
Bro, it is too.
it's
bro.
going on 2 years.
Word.
When I first started riding, remember our rides were kind of local.
Yeah.
It was when we started really like going on the expedition.
Yes.
And then
That's
Yeah.
what the classes you call
we
them.
were totally messing up the timeline. Yeah,
Right.
babe, we'll be back in about 3 hours. And coming back 7
Right.
later,
Right.
7 hours later.
7 hours later, SpongeBob.
That was the tough part. But
Yeah.
you know, I think carving out time is to me right now is like going to the gym. It's like the time that I would have been playing basketball. You know, it kind of works out as long as the communication is there and the heads up is there.
That's the biggest piece. And to your point, Rick, when we first started, we didn't really know our fitness level wasn't where it is
Facts.
today. So a 20-mile ride was taking like 3-4 hours.
Word.
And we were having an hour break.
Right on that ride.
It was straight lunchtime. It was lunchtime. We was out there ordering food.
Right.
It was lunchtime.
Yeah. But like once you kind of understand like, oh, if I do 20 miles, literally I should be gone for like an hour and 15 max, you know, and you double that based on like how many miles you're doing. You get on top of your time. Like, okay, we only stopping for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And that is it. We got to keep moving. Our body's cooling down. Muscles going to tighten up. So let's keep moving. And so you're able to obviously like communicate a lot more effectively. But obviously you have those variables like flat tires, something always happens on the ride, and you kind of like give a little padding for that. But the communication is the biggest piece. Those text messages when you stop.
Yes. Yo, anytime we stop longer than normal or somebody get a flat, I text my wife. We got a flat. Add 30 minutes onto what we doing.
Do you take pictures though? I take pictures.
No, I don't take pictures. I don't take pictures.
You see me?
Come on, Rick. Don't be putting
I
that
take
out there,
pictures.
man. Everybody's gonna be asking for pictures.
Let me tell you something. I don't want to get out the camera shot. If Chris is fixing the flat, and Chad and Killer there, I'm like this. Take this picture.
Right.
See, I was it. I was with it.
Like this.
Rizzy need proof.
I need proof.
Proof on proof.
Receipts, baby. Receipts.
Y'all take a
Proof on
picture.
proof.
When we pull up the track in the time, it's short what I do.
Yo, I'm out.
Yo, I'm out,
Yeah,
fellas.
you definitely big.
Like, I'm out of here, man. Nah,
Gotta move.
The juggling part is like you said, it's been 2 years, so it's definitely gotten way better because we've had some talking twos. I mean, I think everybody had them talking
Word.
twos. Shout out Blair because he was telling me
Right.
about it.
That's not
Crazy.
even a talk, bro.
We had them, but nah, it's definitely way better. But with kids, and not just cycling, but even just getting back into the world regular after 2020, 21. Even just the things that we love on a regular basis, like trying to find time to put everything where it's need to go. You hustling, you trying to get the bread for the family and all that. So it's been an adventure, man. And the funny thing is, we're trying to schedule time for this particular thing. And for me, at this point, this is my sanity. Like, you know what I mean? When things get a little hectic, a little crazy, then this is the saving grace. So I definitely have to try to make sure that this comes up. Get my little hour, my little 2 hours, whatever it's going to be, for sure.
One of the things that's helped me is to get out early.
Yeah.
Right. So I'll tell my wife, I'm like, listen, like, if I can start my ride at 7:30, I can definitively be back before 11. It doesn't really matter where I go because I know that whatever I'm doing, I got to be back by 11.
Yeah.
Right. So if we have to drive 30 minutes out, I got to think about that because then I got to drive 30 minutes back. Right. That's an hour taken out of actual ride time. And I tried to help her understand, like, all right, something like when she was like, you did 50 miles and it took you 4 hours. Like,
She looking at your Strava.
I'm like, yo, that's far. That's far. And the fact that we're doing it at 15, 16, 17 miles an hour is pretty impressive.
Yeah, I actually had to show my wife one of our rides on 9W going to Nyack.
Oh, yeah.
She's like,
The map, right? The actual map.
we drove.
Oh, you drove it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Visibly
even
see
better.
That's better. That is so much better. Like, you rode all the way up here?
Yup.
Yep.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, so I'm like, listen, this is where we stop on 9W, And she's like, huh? I'm like, yes. So if it took us 30 minutes from Fort Lee to Nyack, we're doing that. It's not like, oh yeah, I'll be back in like 2 hours. It's, this is almost at the morning.
Yeah,
this is the
pretty
morning.
much.
You know the crazy part about our rides is like if we come up against that time, it's like that. What do you call it? Fight or flight,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
So
start
fight or
bugging a
flight,
little
right?
bit.
So you at one point you're like, oh man, I'm tired. Damn. You look at that clock, you be like,
Oh, I gotta go.
right. You just gunning it, man.
Yeah,
It's
you
like, where do
gunning
you
it.
pull that power from? And it makes me start thinking, like, yo, it's always there, but sometimes mentally on our rides, we kind of you start making excuses.
Yes.
When it
Yeah.
comes to your wife and your kids, and you got to be back at a certain time, you pedal with one leg, man. One leg dragging on the ground, but you'll make it back home in a certain time.
Word.
Be on these
Yeah.
group rides with the single folks. Like, yo, y'all not gonna chill? Like,
Nah. We out.
It
man.
ain't
We'll
that
see
kind
y'all.
of party.
We'll see y'all. But also, I tried to educate my wife on the type of rides, right? Like you were saying, as we have grown as cyclists and we are venturing out further on these expeditions, right? I try to explain to her that sometimes we're going to do a ride with beginners.
yeah.
So even though the distance is the same, it's not the same, the time is going to be the same because we're riding slower.
Yeah.
Right, it's more educational. It's much slower pace. It's about camaraderie. So I try to get her to understand the difference between like a true beginner ride versus us having a camaraderie ride versus us really trying to get out and go after it.
Yeah.
It works sometimes, but most times it doesn't. But
we
I
had those
try to.
get after it rides. I just play, I'll be back in an hour. I just, because I already know we're going to get there, get back, we're straight. But like if it doesn't have to be a beginner ride, just a group ride, meaning outside of us, there's another club, several other clubs, whatever. Just like when we do our rides in New York at Wednesday Night Watch in the park, where just people are just showing up, like anything like that, you definitely have to take into account, those people showing up, beginner level or not. It's just not we don't ride together all the time.
Right.
So you know what I mean? Rules of the road, had like vibing and gelling together and make sure that everybody's okay. Safety first, obviously, but those things take an enormous amount of time.
Yeah, like actual time as well as mental energy, right? Like the whole, like I've been back from rides, but my wife was like, yo, you said it was a beginner ride. I was like, I know, but like we had people that were bugging. Like, so you on high alert, of all things. Like I don't want anybody to come back injured or to fall, God forbid, or anything like that. So I'm like, yo, I just need to rest.
How are you like categorizing your mental and physical energy for your children? Because when I know there's some rides I come back from, yo, I am not here. Like I'm here, but I am not here. It is tough.
Man, I think, wait, do I have the same amount of kids all y'all put together?
I think so.
Yeah, I think
Two,
so.
2, 1. Yeah, I have
Yeah.
5. So, word. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5.
I want Chris to get a tattoo that says I got 5 kids.
Words on my forehead. On my forehead. No, but what I have to do sometimes is I just act like it's a part of the workout. You know what I mean? Like
Okay.
I'm done riding, I'm tired, but it's like I got to keep pushing because I got to take this one to the play date. I got to take that one to this other activity, right? And it's this thing where as though it's just like, yo, but then when it's done, I'm like, don't talk to me.
Don't talk to me.
Don't talk to me. I'll literally go into the bathroom and lock the door. That is my sanctuary. I don't know where your sanctuary is in your house,
I don't have
but the
Zoe
bathroom is my sanctuary,
Yeah.
bro. I go lock the door, I dim the lights, put on my iPad, and I just run some bath water. And I just sit in the tub. Like, yo, I'm on chill out right now. That's the only way I can get them to understand that, like, I turned all the engines down.
He on his Rev run. He in the
Right.
tub. With it.
Yeah.
Like, I feel you. I feel you.
Scriptures.
Exactly, read my scriptures, yo. But it's hard. It's actually, some days it's hard. Like if we do something really tough, and I know when I get back, I gotta do 2 hours of driving. It's tough.
It is very tough.
It's tough. And Chad, you've experienced one of them. So we went to, we had a mutual friend who had a birthday party for their child. Right? We had done a ride earlier in the day. Right? Chad was rested. He looked fresh. He took a nap, had good pasta. You know what I'm saying? Mad Gatorade and Pedialyte. He looked good, bro. I came home, showered, had to do three kids' play dates, and then we went to that about 6 or 7.
Yeah, it was late.
Bro,
yeah.
I just sat over in the corner, bro, like legit sleeping in the seat.
Chris was not social.
At
I was
somebody's
not
kids' party.
socializing. Yes, I was
He
not
was-
socializing.
yo,
I was tired. But I
Like-
was there though. I was present, but I was tired.
He was not social at all. I'm like, yo, are we even cool? Did I do
Right.
something on the bike ride?
Bro, like I was sitting like over there.
Chris is like this.
Right, exactly. Like, yo, I'm done.
The energy for the kids, like you already know, bike or not, to turn up to make sure that level stays the same is crazy. But to add in,
I
coming
catch the
back-
babies too.
Yeah, that's the only
that's
thing.
a different level.
So I had my second during or in the span of the pandemic, like in between and all that. So she don't let me live at all. Bike, no bike. I'm trying to make little music, do work, whatever the case is. She right here. You know what I mean? Talking, yelling, screaming. So it doesn't happen for me. But making sure that you're still, present, ever present, like and as far as teaching, having fun, whatever you're gonna do with the kids, going out. So that's kind of, you got to keep your energy up. Get your vitamins, bro. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah. Staying hydrated.
Staying hydrated. That is definitely the key. But also one of the things I think this is going to be the next evolution of what we do as Black Watts is just to do more family rides.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I kind of looked at that, especially going into like May this summer, right? So thankfully we had some bikes here at Trek Summit, so I bought some bikes for the kids. Actually, my wife's bike is back there right now getting service. So definitely looking forward to that, man. It won't be the same speed,
Totally different.
different speed. I might change out and have some flat pedals for that day.
For that day, right, for
or,
that day.
at least some clip-in covers or something. But I'm looking forward to that because I think it's the next step for all of us. You know, we get to enjoy each other on these rides, the conversation, as members, both men and women of Black Watts. But then to bring your family into that and somehow incorporate that, hopefully that gets into a bigger ride or something. I'm looking forward to that, man.
Yeah, that's gonna be dope. And to that, like, with my daughter, she sees me come back from rides, and she's like, "All right, can I go ride now?"
Yeah.
So I have to find that extra. It's just like 4 miles. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? So
Yes.
like I'm like, yo, let's go. And for the first time, with one of the nicer days this year, we were on a ride, and she goes, "Daddy, so this is what you experience? Like the wind in your face?" You know? And I'm like, yeah. She's like, "Oh man, we got to do more of this." I'm like, yo, let's do it. So now I'm thinking about, how do I conserve enough energy to make sure I give it to her for our rides? You know what I'm saying?
Chad, you're so nice. I took my wife and my 3 younger daughters that are 13, 11, 9, and 9 up Walker Road.
Did what?
Took them up Walker Road.
You took them up that hill,
Yep.
Chris?
You know why? I was making a point.
Chris don't like his family.
I was
Why
making
you
a
did
point.
that? What was the point?
So my wife can understand how hard we have to work. I'm like, oh yeah. let me
And
show
you chose that hill?
I chose that hill.
Your wife and your kids?
Not that they weren't all together.
Your
I went-
offspring,
I went
Chris?
with
Your
my wife.
own blood.
She made it up. But hold on, but here's how I did it though, right? I went with my 9-year-old first, right? Because I was just trying to make her tired. It was just like she was going, had mad energy. I was like, yo, I'm getting tired. Let's go up Walker. And we went up both sections of Walker. Wow. Up to Golden.
What?
Yo,
All the way up to the golf course. You see how they're looking at me because this is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. Had my 9-year-old go up there, right? You know, we walk back down because, you know, it's steep coming back down.
Chris gonna
She
have
was
child protective services at his job.
She was tired. So then when she comes home, she said, "Mommy, I went up the big hill that Daddy and his friends go up. Can you go up that hill?" My wife was kind of competitive on the low. She was like, "Yeah, we went for a ride." She was like, "Where's this hill?" We're going up Walker, bro. She's like, ah. I was like, yo, shift to an easier gear. Shut up. Don't talk to me. Lotus really came up here. I was like, yep, she came up here.
Shout out Lotus.
Lotus came up here. Yeah.
And your wife, because I know she ended up making it up.
No,
there.
yeah, she ended up making
Yeah.
it up. She made it up. She made it up.
I'm trying
for
to
it.
count the Olympic years because Lotus about to be in the lunge and luge or something like that. She gonna be doing some Olympics doing that. Those types of hills at 9.
Yo,
Jesus.
Yo, it was
Crazy.
But the other two though, I went with the other two, the 11 and 13-year-old. They were like, whatever, I'm getting off this bike and we're walking up. Do we have to go up here? Okay, so I'm walking. I was like, all right, we're not going up because we're not about to walk for half an hour. So we didn't go. I like their strategy though.
Whatever the biggest hill is in your town, that's just anywhere you know of.
Yo,
Take your kids
average
up there.
9%.
Yeah.
It was an
Yeah,
average
it's very-
9% grade.
It's comparable. And like that first part of Walker is not easy.
No.
You know what I'm saying? It's doable, but it's not easy. That second part
It's
of
the
Walker,
second part.
just to give you an idea, 2 grown men, me and Arenze.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
We're
to Rick and Lorenzo.
going, we meet Drew and Johan, right?
Yep, Drew and
We're
Johan.
going up this hill to the point where Arenze was about to curse him. I swear he was going to slap box him by the time we got to the top of this hill. But when we get to the top of the hill, it's like one of those hills you got to be like, oh.
Start paperboying. Start getting your paperboy
Ooh,
on.
you know, but it was once you get to the top though, it's like, oh, I could do it now. I know how to attack it.
Yeah.
We should definitely incorporate that in our rides sometime this summer.
Should not
We
be
need
for
to get at least
children.
3. We should do it once a month, maybe
Once
4.
a month, bro.
I'm down
Have
for
you ever
that.
been all the way up? I don't think
I
you've
haven't.
been all the
No,
way
I
up.
haven't. No,
I mean,
I've
it'll be
been-
fine.
I mean, I've done Northfield.
It's steeper than Northfield, bro.
No.
Because
shit.
you got one part, that last little part right before it's 23%.
It go like this, and then it just
That joint's like you're riding
I
upside down.
drove
bro.
up it, but I ain't been on.
The cars be like, you see their RPMs really,
Oh, shit,
really
that's one
jump
of my
up.
cars. So shit.
It's not the same. I can't believe you took your daughter up that.
I did, bro. I did. Listen, don't worry about it. Zoe and Zay, they're going to be ready for it. Trust me.
if you gonna learn today was a person, this guy,
That's it. You're
That
going
is
to learn
crazy.
this
today.
guy right here.
That is Chris.
So with that, let me jump in with my Coach Chris moment. So one of the things that we talked about earlier with clothing and design was visibility, right? So there are a few things that you need to always make sure you have with you on your bicycle. It doesn't matter what type of rider you are, what type of riding style you do. You always have to have your helmet.
Always.
Always wear your helmet to protect yourself in the case of falls. Think of it like your seatbelt for your bike. It's only there when you absolutely need it, right? You can do things to make it fashionable, to get more airflow in.
You can throw stickers on that joint.
Yeah, like you can swag it out, but you have to have your helmet. Other things that help you are lights, There are two types of lights. And I know some of you rock your reflectors, and reflectors are definitely old school. But now, tech-wise, it's actually better and visibility-wise for cars to see you with lights. You have two types of lights. One light is to be seen. The other light is so that you can see. The rear light is probably one of your most important lights. All your local bike shops have them. What you want to do is you want it to have some type of strobe, maybe some type of intermittent strobe, and not a solid color, because the strobe helps the driver actually identify you versus a solid color, because the automobiles have solid color rear lights. And if you can, and if you're really nervous out there, you can definitely wear high visibility orange or yellow, right? The same colors that the construction workers wear. And if you want to level up one more, you can wear reflective bands and reflective materials. Sometimes runners are famous for having these. They'll have on a vest with reflective material on it. They also have like little cuff things that'll strap around their ankles or their calf or something like that, so that you can see that. And those reflective elements are important because as your legs move up and down as you're cycling, it also draws the driver's eye to the difference in movement in that reflective material. Yeah. So our Coach Chris moment today is about visibility and protection. Please make sure you're wearing your helmets and you have visibility items with you. You're always safer in a group than you are by yourself, but whenever you are by yourself, please make sure that you have those elements.
Safe it up, man.
If you're trying to be seen, this is a great opportunity.
Yes.
Please safe it up.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I mean, all of our kits have visibility.
Yeah.
We do. We do have those reflective elements and highlights on the rear pockets.
Yep. The armbands.
Armbands. We have it on the back portion of the bib shorts.
Yep.
These
Right
little
by your
reflective,
hamstring.
right by your
Yep.
hamstring. There's these little visibility components that are there as well.
Small 3M hits.
Yeah. And we all have rear lights. Some of us use the Garmin Varia radar, which is really fancy, and it lets you know when cars are coming. Or like Rick and I have like a Bontrager light that just
Bontrager flares. I
flares.
think?
Yeah, flare
Flares,
RTs or something like that
yeah.
they're called. But definitely check it out.
Because some have a brighter lumen
Yes.
than others.
And that brighter lumen does cost a little bit more, but safety first.
Safety
That's what
first.
you want to invest
Safety
in.
first. It's cheap in comparison to your bike.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, because if you got a $9,000 bike,
Or even if you got a $2,000 bike, right? These things are like what, $70? You know, the cheaper ones are maybe $20. The more expensive ones are like $70.
yeah, they even make a reflective spray now that you can spray on your wheels where it doesn't show up as like a spray paint, but at night you see it.
Oh, word. I didn't know about that. There you
Yeah.
go. You learned something new.
Yeah, I forgot the name of it, but I'm sure you can Google it or Amazon it.
Nah, that's actually fire.
But yeah,
Is this the guy who just said go Google it or go buy it on Amazon that loves to go to stores? Then he just go ahead and
I mean,
give
I
y'all
wasn't gonna
a
say
sermon about. You
wasn't gonna say anything,
you better
but
take these shots
I
because he
don't know.
definitely was firing
Yes,
at
yes,
you earlier.
yes,
You
he
better
was.
take
I don't know
these
where to
shots.
find it in the
Hey
store.
man, whenever you need some defense, man, come over here to the law offices of Gray and Gray. You know what I'm saying? I got
Gray,
you, man.
Gray, and Gray.
Gray and Gray.
Right.
Heard the mother.
Yo, and you can call Harvell Esquire whenever it comes to hoops.
Esquire.
He comes with
Sports.
analytics. Comes with analytics.
Shout out to the Thotty fans.
Thotty fans.
So yeah, I promised I'd explain Thotty fans. So we have this group chat where it's a bunch of sports fanatics. We have our teams, whether they're local to us or not.
Here we go. I'm GSW all the way,
You know, and so we named
but I'm
it.
from DC.
Yeah, we named it Thotty fans because you're thought if you like a team in another state. But that's neither here nor there.
As I'm surrounded by Nick Faithful. Yo, we're gonna get AR on here. We're gonna have a real Thotty fan discussion right now. We're gonna bring Bobby in. We're gonna really do it up and let them really see how we get at it on the
But
thread.
it's great banter. We talk about nothing but sports.
Nothing but sports, and it's fun. It's fun.
Nothing but sports.
Nothing but
Whatever
sports.
point you make, it better have sports attached to it.
Yeah.
Nothing but sports.
This thread is a pure sports thread.
Even your hypotheticals that will never happen, they could live at
They can
Yeah,
live.
Thotty
They
fans.
can live on Thotty fans.
Word.
Yes.
Hold on, let me just listen. This man is from DC.
Here we go. Here we
no,
go.
No,
Here we
they
go.
don't
He giving you a
understand.
sneak peek. Here we go.
This man is from Washington DC. Tell him who your team is, fam. Tell him
Yo.
who your team is.
Golden State, bro. Like Golden
You-
State.
Yo, I
and I
promise
explained
you.
to them.
Come on.
And
Chris
Rick,
likes
hold on.
colors. You know,
Yes.
you know how someone in the Final Four and they pick their teams for the tournament, the brackets. They're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna pick them because they're jersey color. That's this guy.
There's
He
no
picks on
way.
jersey
Yo,
colors.
I picked GSW because I like their yellow and blue, and then they had that like hit of orange and blue, and then Rick came after me and put me on the whole radio show.
Knicks have orange and blue.
He
Absolutely
put me
did.
on the whole
Absolutely
radio
did.
show.
I had
They
to
don't
talk this over with a
understand.
couple million people, man. I absolutely did. I just want to see how they felt about it.
But to my credit, y'all got to recognize this. I have been GSW for at least 15 years.
Only known you for
No.
Right.
And but we didn't.
But it's been 15 though. It's been a solid 15. Yes, I'm 46.
Everybody
but still, that
was
doesn't
like,
matter.
Wait, you have a team? We just found out you had
Because
a
I
team
stayed
like 3
quiet
months
because
ago.
my team was so dominant, bro. Like it's not fair.
fam.
It's not
I'm
fair.
not gonna lie to you, man.
It's not fair.
Look, I know this is going a little bit too far into Thotty fans, but it was like a all my children, one life to live moment. You have a kid?
Exactly. Yo.
Where did this kid come from? It was like a soap opera. Like, what? How did you get this team?
This
You
man is
never
ashamed
talked about
I've
this
never
to
team.
be a
talked about
Wizard fan. He's ashamed to be a Wizard
He's
fan.
ashamed.
We
Bro,
Knicks fans. We know
I
how it
did-
feels.
well,
Come on, man.
well, let's go back to Bullets.
Bullets.
I didn't like the Bullets. Did not like the Bullets. They were a bad team. I used to watch with my dad and granddad. I was like, how can you watch this? This is miserable. Absolutely miserable. They lose all the time. I do not like the team that loses all the time. There's another team out here that for me. And I look and I watched a lot of teams and I'm liking them. But I don't say much, Rick. And I said this. And maybe I'll let y'all get the last word. We can close on Thotty fans.
Here it comes. Hold on, people. Get ready for this ride. Go ahead.
But like these brothers that are sitting next to me, we need to bow our heads for them because they're New York Knickerbocker fans. And I love the Knickerbocker fans. I mean, like they're better than Cowboy fans because Cowboy fans are unrealistic, right? They just think every year they're gonna make it to the Super Bowl, even though they have, a basic average team that always ends up at 8-8. The Knicks, though, it's like, yo, your homies, like he keep losing and you winning, you ain't gonna he can take shots at you because you winning. It's like it's all good.
And that's the reason we're not thoughts because we are sticking with the team.
Are you hearing yourself? You basically saying like, yeah, this team losing, so I'm out.
Yeah.
No, that's not what I'm saying. No, I'm saying why I didn't say anything because I was like, they're Knicks fans. Like they're not
you
gonna
don't
understand.
want people to know you're a thought.
Nah, bro. Listen, GSW, especially we had that good run, bro. We had a great run. We had a great run, man. We had a great run. We're still kind of on it. We're still kind of on it. Look, exactly.
Turn my back on
Poor
the
Knicks.
team.
Poor Knicks. Poor
outta
Knicks.
here.
1974 was their last championship.
Dot stands for Team Ho over there.
Yo, wait, man, we're AR. We're going to get AR on here. We're going to have a proper Thotty
Yeah,
fan
we'll go
discussion.
into it.
We're
We'll
going
get
to have a
into
proper
it.
Thotty
AR
fan
is in church right now praying for his Bulls.
discussion. He sure is.
that they wake up in time
Yo,
for the
and
playoffs.
so is Bobby. Bobby, even though Bobby's team is a 1 seed, that he still feels
Not
shaky
gonna
about
make
that
it.
heat.
They're not gonna make it.
We'll see.
Worried about Jimmy. What Jimmy gonna do?
What Jimmy
What
gonna
Jimmy
do?
gonna do?
We'll see how it goes.
Nah, but let's close out, y'all. It's been a really great show. We talked about some really good shit.
Appreciate y'all.
Yes, episode 8. Thank you, Trek Summit,
Of course.
the team over here.
Big shout out to Gray Rizzy.
Yeah, great
Back in
Rizzy
the
pulling
joint
up
with
on us.
Back in the joint with us.
I'm always here in spirit in Boa. I'm always here, man. What do we have coming up on the calendar for the summer? Like stuff that they should be looking out for real quick before we get out of here.
Well, we're going to do Tuesday night Watts every Tuesday out of Trek Summit starting the second week of April. And we're also going to layer in, so please check out Strava for rides on Wednesday night as well. We're going to continue our Wednesday night Watts. Some will probably be in the city.
Yeah.
Other parts of it will be here in New Jersey, maybe at Brunchbrook Park, or this location in New Jersey may change. And then also watch out for some of our Saturday rides, right? Like we're going to lead some of Rafa's rides. Shout out to Rafa. We're going to lead some of their rides as well on 9W and that sort of thing in around the city. So definitely check out our Black Watch Cycling Strava page for more information on our rides. And then we're also going to list like our biggest event that's coming up is around the Father's Day weekend.
Yes.
Yeah.
That Saturday we're having
Can't wait
Black
for
Watts Day.
Yes, Black Watts
Black
Day.
Watts Day. Bouncy houses, food trucks, ice cream, a good 20, 25 mile ride with sag vans in the front and the rear. It's something to experience.
Whole
Shout out
family,
to our
man.
sponsors for that day. Can we? Should we?
We should shout them
Yeah,
out.
Rafa.
Wait, before shout out to Rafa. I don't want to cut y'all off. Do we have all the sponsors in already? Because I
Yeah.
heard there's some. Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we may have one or two more that may trickle
Yeah,
in.
by the time y'all see this, there may be one or two that that will join. But the ones that are
on right now.
locked in, Rafa, SRAM, obviously Trek, cornbread.
Coffee and cornbread.
Coffee and cornbread.
Shout out Monica Monique for real.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Those
been
are our
holding us
sisters
down.
right there. Out of
Make
Make sure
Montclair.
you check them out in Montclair, New Jersey. If you're in and around and you want some good coffee and some fantastic cornbread, this cornbread is like crack.
The vegan
Y'all
cornbread.
seen me on social eat that cornbread?
Yo, it's like the muffin tops, bro.
It sure is some good cornbread.
Yes, it is so
That's good
amazing.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Sure
So-
is some good cornbread.
But yeah, it's gonna be a great day, family orientated, all that. So
Please register. By the time this come out, they should be already looking to register for that ride.
That's correct.
We're
And where
expecting
can they find the
major
registration information, Chad?
turnout. So it's going to be on Eventbrite, but we'll also post a link for it on blackwatts.cc. There'll also be flyers on Instagram. If you go to our Instagram profile, there will be a link there as well for you to register.
Black Watch Cycling on Instagram.
Black Watch Cycling, you can always find everything that they're talking about with the rides on the Strava page. That's
Yep.
on
That is
there. You
correct.
could join that way. There'll be a quick information for rides that will go up on the Insta stories, most likely the Friday before the ride or the day before the ride. And you can also see the list because I think that's going to go up during at the beginning of the week or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To kind of
Yeah.
give you a quick insight. So there's information that's all kind of different ways. At Black Watch Cycling, we were talking about the cornbread. I just want to shout out Monica and Monique real quick. You can find them on the gram at Coffee and Cornbread, exactly how it's spelled.
Yeah.
And we want to see you out at that big Black Watch Day ride. That's going to be
That's
real,
going to be
real fun.
exciting. Bring the whole family.
Shram giving out components? All right, I'm just I had to ask, man. I had to ask. I'm sorry.
We got to get out of here.
Shram is not giving out components. Let's get that clear. They are not giving out components. But they will have an inflation
Not like I
station.
was the only one. They asked
Right, they're definitely asking. Yo, where that group set at? I need that
Yeah.
rival. I need that
Yeah.
force.
Appreciate y'all.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much for tuning in.
More watch.
Well, watch. We out.
Peace.